Professional esports started from the first official competition in 1972, and fast forward a long way from there, we now have what we have today. A thriving esports scene with hundreds of thousands of children starting the grind to make it pro in a game every day. And whether you just started playing Fortnite yesterday or even full grinding for the past year now, it is easier than ever before to make it pro in Fortnite. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down why it is, as well as what you have to do today to become the next tier 1 pro. First of all, don't expect it to be easy. Whether you want to go pro in esports, football, boxing, anything, it's never going to be easy. But if you're watching right now, yes, you want to put that time in, I promise you, you can make it pro. And getting right into it, the first reason why it's easier than ever before is because coming into season 4, we got a whole complete different meta. With the burst gone, the lever and the prime coming out, and the striker being taken away, and 2 SMGs in the game that are just not completely broken out of this world, and snipers as well, we got a whole complete different loot pool this season, meaning players that play the game a lot will adapt to the meta a lot quicker than people that don't play a lot. In addition to that, we also have chrome splashes as well, so this is your sign to start grinding and getting used to the new meta. If you go to my channel after this video, head over and check out my shorts or even check out my TikToks, and you'll see I posted loads of videos on keeping ahead of the meta, ways to duplicate chrome splashes, secrets that Epic Games have added to the game, like the prime shotgun dealing more damage when it has a full magazine. So if you have a spare minute or two after this video and you really want to get good, check out my shorts or even follow me on TikTok so my videos pop up regularly, helping you keep on top of that meta, as this is super important if you want to go pro. I'm now going to break down every aspect of Fortnite and becoming a pro, starting from the early game. It's super easy to get to that professional level when it comes to your early games. If you watch any pro, especially in opens and cups, they hardly ever die of spawn. And this is because they do full research on their drop spot. Usually pros pay a coach to do this for them, as it saves them a lot of time, but I'm assuming about 95% of you watching this video will not have a coach, which is fine, but it just means that we got to do the research ourselves. If you're taking the game seriously, I recommend that you do spend some time to go into replays, find a team that are in high elo, so maybe look at someone who won a cash cup or something, and then find that team after their first pop-off game. Maybe they dropped a 30 bomb in their first game. Go into their second game and study that pro duo that lands at your drop spot. In that high elo game, VOD review the team that lands your drop spot. You then want to try find them on the leaderboard. For this, I recommend going over to Fortnite Tracker or just scrolling through the leaderboard, try finding that duo, and then VOD review all their games from game 1 all the way to game 10. I recommend at this point you make your own Discord server and just write down game 1, whether it's a W key game, whether it's a passive game, and you just want to do a full analysis of how they play at your drop spot. You want to mark down maybe their rotation on Fortnite.gg, their loot route, how they fight, do they box at the bottom, do they sit on high, what they farm, a full deep analysis into this duo. Have a look at where they drop, mark it on Fortnite.gg, their rotator section. This is super extreme, but if you do not have a coach and you have the time and you want to make it pro, this is something you're going to have to do. It's going to be very beneficial for you if you do this. After that, make sure you and your duo are on top of everything. Maybe do it together. Your duo does a full analysis of 5 games, you do the other 5. You got 10 games that you've both full analyzed off spawn of this pro duo. Then go into replays after scrims you play and check that you did not miss any ammo boxes or any chests that the pro duo got. This is super extreme, but if you really want it bad enough, you will do this tip, and it's up to you whether you want to be the one now after watching the video that says, right, I'm going to take this advice, I'm going to go into replays, find a pro duo, I'm going to dedicate a few hours of my time to really master my off spawns, because I know how important it is. And if you do that, I promise you your early games are going to be just as good as the pros, if not even better. After early games, we move on to the mid game. This is where you and your duo really need to have good conversations and decide how you want to play. You need to base this off your strengths and the time you have to put into the game. If you and your duo are looking to drop high kill wins, if so, you need to practice a minimum of 1 hour every single day duo practice, whether that's going into arena, sticking together, looking for piece control plays, sitting in lots of boxes, looking to improve your defensive box fighting together. If we get enough people comment down below that they would like this, I'll be more than happy to set up a server, especially for people that just want to practice this. It will be a better arena, so it's arena where you can fight people as normal, but it's against players looking to try hard and just try to improve with their duo. So everyone will be playing in there just like it's a tournament, and you can VOD review these games back and really look to improve that duo fighting. If you want to see this, comment down below. If we get enough people requests for me to make a better arena Discord to the point where I feel like we got a decent amount of attraction from it, I'll announce it over on my Twitter. Another great way to spend that hour is going on the Scrim Discord servers. If you don't really know what to improve, or you're trying to find something to improve on, this is the way for you. Look for people with more PR or the same PR as you and fight them in a 2v2. I really recommend trying to find another duo better than you, or you can even find two friends that would be down to 2v2. Both take it full serious and ask them on what they think you struggle on. Go in different calls and then tell them that you'll find things that they need to work on for them as well. And then from there, it's just down to you to listen. There's a big problem for so many people is they play victim to someone who says, oh bro, you two never played together. You both go for solo plays and die or something like that. And you instantly think what he's on about is different in game, or no, we're good at this. If someone gives you advice on something, especially someone better than you, it's up to you to think, right, I actually want to improve this game and listen to that advice. Take it in, even if you take it with a pinch of salt. At least do a little bit of practice on it, even if you do really believe it's a strong point. There's that one point that someone else has looked at thinking you were bad at it. And the chances are you probably do need to work on it, because no one is perfect, and even the top duos in the world have things they need to work on. If you're going to play against two friends, it's important not to strictly just play against the same people, as different duos have different play styles, and the best people to fight in creative are creative warriors. These people are going to be the sweatiest people you can fight against in creative, and you can learn so much from fighting them. A lot of them have such a unique play style, and even though it can be a bit annoying to fight against these players have so much you can learn from them. If you're on the other way and you want to play passive in mid game, it's really important that you VOD review the pro duo off spawn and see how they rotate from their drop spot. To avoid fight, only watch this when they're in a high elo lobbies playing for wins, because when they're in low elo looking to drop a 20 kill win, they're going to be rotating a lot differently to when they're trying to play full end game to get that win. So head to replays. I recommend, if you're a team in opens, just to VOD review that team in opens, because there's no point of you VOD reviewing a finals game if you're only going to play opens, because they're going to be playing a lot different in finals, and they're probably going to be boxing first zone instead of boxing second or third in an opens tournament. So they're going to play a lot differently. So make sure for rotates, you VOD review them in opens if you're playing opens, and finals if you're playing finals. I'm not saying don't watch their finals games, because their loot route in finals will be their full polished god loot route, so maybe hop into a couple of their finals games to check out their loot route and maybe the way they rotate straight off the bat, but don't full VOD review their mid game in finals, as it's going to be a lot different to opens. Now moving on to the last point, which is end game. Now after speaking about how you guys want to play mid game, it's very similar in the sense that you need to talk to your duo and decide whether you want to play for high ground or low ground. I'm going to start off going into more detail about high ground and a few benefits of your team playing for height. The first benefit, if you manage to get high ground, you don't have to use many mats, which is obviously really helpful when trying to get that win. And being on that high ground also means that you can just spray down and pick up a lot of elims. You kind of control the lobby from this position, just because everyone's trying to protect themselves from you as you're spraying down, looking to try and pick up as many elims as you can. Always be careful though of second height. You never want to be spraying one team with your duo unless someone's like really low, or there's another duo, or someone's going up for height, as a lot of the time even pros make this mistake. They spray down at the same duo and someone sneaks up on height from behind. So just be really careful and only spray the same duo when it's absolutely important to get that kill. As well as the positive, there's definitely some negatives, and that's that everyone wants the position with height. You have the highest chance of winning the game, so it's a no-brainer that everyone wants this position. I think we all know how dominant the team on height is. I mean, you won't just have people look up and spray at you, trying to waste all your mats, but you'll also have people doing whatever they can to grief you and force you down. Another disadvantage is that it's very hard to try and get the exact moment you need to go for height, because there's not necessarily a specific zone you need to aim for height for. You just kind of got to know when height is free and when you can go up and get high ground and when you can't. For this, I recommend you that you VOD review tier 1 pro teams and see how they get it, and watch what zone they go for it, and do a full analysis into how they go for it it, how often they look for it, and just monitor everything they do based on height. But now I'm going to switch to the other side, down the low ground. A lot less teams play for this, but if you're a dominant low ground team, you can really pop off. First thing I'm going to say, if you're going for the win, it's going to be unlikely that you're going to win the game on low ground. It's not 0%, but it's a lot harder on that low ground to try and win, especially when you're getting in a lot more fights. And it's just not as easy as height. You have to make full boxes to protect every single angle, and you also have to stick with your duo as well. This is super important, as being split from each other gives a high chance for someone just to hop into your box. A lot of people drop to low ground when they have either no mats or they're really scuffed, meaning if you two are playing together and you play very well box fighting down that low ground, you could pick up so many elims on all these scuffed players. But being scuffed, you need to make sure you're blocking off the back of your tarps. All these scuffed players always go into storm, make a lot of storm plays, try and get in the back of your tarp, do whatever they can just to try and kill you so they can get some mats. So you just need to be super careful of players doing this. Another problem can be mountains. If it pulls up a hill, a lot of the time you're gonna be in the most scuffed position to get up. If you have all these skills though, I'm sure you can pop off on low ground. Clicks and Day are prime example of a team that played low ground. They're insane when it came to box fighting, so a good box fighting duo might be perfect to play down that low ground. They did this in DreamHack finals. I don't think they won a single game, but despite that, they still won because every game they got so many kills, full boxing people up on that low ground. So this is also a very good option, but it's up to you and your duo. Think, what are we best at? It might even be worth making a duo improvement server and putting all your duo strengths in the channel to work out what would be the best for you and your play styles, as there is no perfect way to play. But for most teams, I would recommend playing for high ground, and high ground is all about finding the right moment to get it and just using all your ammo to maintain it. Now that is why I believe it is easier than ever before to go pro in Fortnite. If this video gets to 50 likes by Tuesday, I'll give away 1,000 V-Bucks to someone who comments something nice down below. Anyways, I hope this video helped you guys out. If it did, a like would be greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe. If you like this video, you'll probably also like my last video, the best drop spots in Fortnite Season 4, and you can watch that by clicking on the screen now.